Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Stops in the state line. Hours before the polls open for the Illinois primary, the governor frontrunners make their final push.
Plus, lining the route, organizers ask for your help to recognize a Machesney Park Marine when his body returns home.
And Art for Peace, the local event raising money for those living in war-torn Ukraine. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
I'm Eric Wilson.
Tomorrow is Election Day in Illinois. Usually the primary is in March, but it was pushed back this year to accommodate the delayed 2020 census data.
One of the biggest races we will go to the polls for is to pick a Republican candidate for governor. The two frontrunners were in the state line today. Darren Bailey just wrapped up a campaign stop at the Rockford Airport. Aurora Mayor Richard Irvin spent some time in Roscoe. Irvin led the race until recently. A weekend poll from the Chicago Sun-Times shows Bailey now with a 15-point lead. But it also shows 27% of voters still undecided. Irvin says, as a Republican, he plans to work with Democrats to get things done.
You know, what I'll do is work in the community with some of the Democratic leaders that are unhappy with J.B. Pritzker because he hasn't delivered. You know, he's pretty much hasn't delivered on any of his promises, and he's lied to them. And they're dissatisfied with the Democratic Party, so they're ready for something new. They're ready for a new direction.
Saturday, former President Donald Trump made a campaign stop in western Illinois. He endorsed Bailey. Today, Bailey commented on one of the biggest national issues right now, abortion rights.
We've been working with some churches on the south and west side of Chicago. We've got some pretty amazing ideas and thoughts and plans, basically to make abortion unnecessary, working with church and civic and religious organizations to make sure that pregnant women in Illinois have the opportunity and true choice of what could help them.
There are a total of 6 Republicans running for governor. The primary winner takes on Governor J.B. Pritzker in November.
Tomorrow's primary is the first election with new district lines, and that means your district may have changed and you could have a new polling place. Voters should have received a new voter registration card over the spring. Local clerks remind voters to read that card for new precinct polling locations, or you can check online. If you haven't registered to vote, you can do that at the polls tomorrow. Just make sure to bring 2 forms of ID, including one with your current address. Polls open at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning and close at 7 p.m. We'll have results on air starting at 9 on Fox 39 News at 9. You can also find up-to-date numbers at mystateline.com.
Freeport police named the man they say shot and killed another man last week. They're looking for 35-year-old Jamar Mayfield. Police say Mayfield murdered DeQuavion Jackson back on June 19th. Investigators say Jackson and Mayfield knew each other. They believe Mayfield shot Jackson after the two got into an argument near North Greenfield Drive and West Stevenson Street. If you know where Mayfield is, call Freeport Police or State Line Area Crime Stoppers.
Rockford police get some help getting drugs off the streets. Last Wednesday, officers executed 5 search warrants at homes on Harrison Avenue, Beach Street, West Street, Mackinac Trail, and South Central Avenue. In all, they recovered 1 kilogram of fentanyl and cocaine, nearly 2,500 grams of cannabis, over $380,000, and 3 cars. 3 people were arrested for various drug charges. Police say members of the DEA and the State Line Area Narcotics Team assisted in the bust.
Wisconsin's Democratic governor vows to offer doctors clemency if they're prosecuted for performing abortions. The state has an 1849 law banning most abortions. It stayed on the books even after Roe v. Wade, but since the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe last week, the ban is back in effect in Wisconsin. Anyone providing an abortion is subject to a felony with 1 to 6 years in prison. Over the weekend, Governor Tony Evers promised to do what he can to protect anyone accused. Some states are acting quickly to enact abortion bans.
And that set off new legal battles over how far state bans can go. Alexandra Limon is keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
The Supreme Court decision to strike down federal abortion access is setting off more court battles.
I anticipate there'll be more debate and discussion.
Some state abortion bans have no exceptions for rape or incest. And some conservative states are also looking to make it illegal for their residents to travel to other states to get abortions or to ban abortion pills received by mail.
We don't have to do much in terms of the federal government to make sure people's freedom to travel is exercised, because that's a constitutional right.
Secretary of Health and Human Services Javier Becerra says the Biden administration won't allow states to exceed their legal authority.
We're going to make sure that those rights for America's women to access medication abortion continue forward.
The governors of California, Oregon, and Washington issued a joint commitment to protect anyone seeking abortions in their states and give emergency funding to abortion providers.
We will not aid, we will not abet in their efforts to be punitive, to fine, and create fear.
Planned Parenthood says it's been working to expand capacity in states where abortion remains legal.
We have always seen patients. We've never asked them where they're from. We'll continue to do that.
And dozens of locally elected prosecutors, including in states with new abortion bans, say they won't use limited criminal legal system resources to criminalize personal medical decisions. In Washington, Alexandra Limon.
This week, Corporal Nathan Carlson's body will return home. The Machesney Park Marine, along with 4 others, died when their aircraft crashed during training earlier this month. A nonprofit that lines funeral routes for military and first responders will be in town soon. The Flagman's Mission Continues is asking for help putting up 700-plus flags Friday. Group members hope volunteers will meet them at 4 Friday afternoon at Harlem High School to install the flags. Corporal Carlson's funeral is Saturday at the school.
Gas prices in the Rockford area are down once again. Right now, prices are averaging about $5.18 a gallon. That's down nearly 6 cents from last week, but it's still more than 30 cents higher than a month ago and more than $2 higher than a year ago. The national average also fell 8.8 cents a gallon. It stands at $4.88 a gallon. Gas Buddy predicts another week of price drops ahead of the 4th of July holiday, but prices will still be at their highest for the holiday.
President Biden is meeting with key allies at the G7 summit this week.
The war in Ukraine is at the top of the agenda. President Zelensky speaking virtually this morning to the group. It comes after a suspected Russian missile strike hit a shopping mall in central Ukraine. There are claims of over 1,000 civilians inside at the time. Zelensky's #1 request is more air defense. The Biden administration announced today it will send Ukraine an advanced surface-to-air missile defense system that can hit targets 100 miles away. This week, you have the chance to help raise money for Rockford's sister city in Ukraine.
The Brovary Relief Fund provides medical supplies and food. Wednesday, the Rockford Area Arts Council is hosting Art for Peace, an evening to support Ukraine. The idea came from Rockford resident Judy Emerson. She says artwork with political undertones inspired her. She then asked artists, both local and international, to submit works with a peace theme.
These are people just like us on the other side of the planet. And so when we asked artists to help and we asked people to volunteer for the committee, they stepped up because they realized that it's a crisis, and we want to educate but also offer hope and inspiration to our community that what they're doing really is making a difference.
Art for Peace is this Wednesday at the University Club in Rockford from 4 until 7. There will be both silent and live art auctions, music, and food. Tickets are $25 at the door.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Well, it has been just an absolutely gorgeous Monday afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, comfortable temperatures too. Low dew point numbers in the 50s and the 40s, making it feel very nice out there. We've got a live look with our SkyTrack camera now out in Rochelle, looking off to the northwest. With that mostly sunny sky, we've had just a few kind of flat cumulus clouds kind of pop up over the last couple of hours. Has not stopped our temperatures though from making it into the upper 70s, just a little bit below that average. We're at 76 in Rochelle, 79 currently in Rockford, Janesville, 77 in Freeport, Dixon, and 76 right now in Monroe. High pressure centered overhead, allowing us to continue with that sunshine. That high pressure system will continue to work a little further down to the south here as we go through this evening. We will maintain that clear sky tonight. Beautiful evening. A little bit of a breeze out there from the northwest. Temperatures will drop down into the mid 50s here for the overnight overnight and to kick off our Tuesday. Mostly clear skies tomorrow morning, but then we'll see a little more cloud cover kind of build back in once we go towards tomorrow afternoon. Winds will shift around to the southwest tomorrow, and this will give us the temperature into the low to mid 80s. You won't necessarily notice the humidity. It won't feel as comfortable, but we do see a slight rise in some of the moisture for the afternoon. And much of the evening going to stay dry, but there is a cold front that works in from the north. This will bring some thunderstorms, could be a few stronger thunderstorms up north in central and southern Wisconsin. During the early evening hours, you see some of those thunderstorms working in. They're just north of Monroe and Janesville. Front will continue to work down to the south. As it does, we'll hold on to an isolated shower thunderstorm chance once we get closer to about 9:30, 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow evening. So this really won't be until late in the evening tomorrow. That front will kind of wash out, so it doesn't really do much for us and actually pulls back north as a warm front during the afternoon Wednesday, and this will bring that temperature on Wednesday up close to 90 degrees, so a little more heat and some humidity building up towards the middle of the week. Tomorrow, I do think we make it up to 85. Skies will turn partly cloudy. You've got that rain thunder chance working in late. Winds a little breezy from the southwest at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Now, I mentioned that storm threat for tomorrow evening again. Focused up to the north, you've got much of Wisconsin, better instability, better alignment with the stronger winds in the jet stream, and so you've got a little bit more of a higher chance for some showers and thunderstorms, at least stronger thunderstorms up there. With that front kind of washing through, notice it pulls back north here on Wednesday as a warm front, and it'll bring those temperatures up. That front then continues to lift up to the north on Thursday. I do think our numbers will actually climb into the lower 90s as we stay above average. We may see those numbers dip just a little more for Friday, Saturday with some cloud cover, but then a gradual increase as we head towards the 4th of July holiday itself. There is a second cold front that comes in Thursday night, Friday as well. This will be our second opportunity, and I think a little better chance for some rain coming up here for Friday afternoon, or at least Friday morning for the first half of the day. Boundary stalls out to the south of us going into the weekend, and with that could give us just an isolated shower thunderstorm chance. So I held on to that, guys, for Saturday, Sunday, and then into Monday itself. But if that boundary passes far enough to the south of us, we'll stay mostly dry for the weekend, and temperatures will be climbing into the upper 80s once we get close to early next week.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
Well, the Blackhawks have made official what was widely reported last week. Montreal Canadiens assistant coach Luke Richardson is the new head coach. Richardson has been on the Canadiens bench as an assistant coach the past 4 years. He did fill in a few games as head coach when COVID protocols left the Canadiens coaching staff shorthanded. And Richardson's head coaching experience came a few years ago in the American Hockey League when he was the head coach of the Binghamton Senators. In a statement released by the Blackhawks, GM Kyle Davidson said, "Luke shares our vision and goals for the future. Throughout the interview process, it became evident that he not only had every quality we were looking for in a head coach, but is also a high-character individual that was perfect to lead this next era of the Chicago Blackhawks." The Blackhawks will hold an introductory press conference with Richardson on Wednesday. Perhaps then we'll learn more about the direction the Blackhawks will go when it comes to who will be the head coach of the Ice Hogs next season. Well, the Bulls introduced top draft pick Dalen Terry to the Chicago media today. The kid from Arizona answered questions and left no doubt he is right where he wants to be in Chicago. And Arturas Karnisovas loves Terry's versatility.
Any style of play, and being a versatile player, I think you can play him in different positions, different spots. So I think that's the most attractive thing. How he's going to fit, we're going to find out.
When I worked out here, I just love the gym, love the facility, love the people around here, and obviously it's a rich culture. So it's just, who else wouldn't want to be here, you know?
Well, the Cubs have tonight off. They're going to host the Reds tomorrow. The White Sox will take on the Angels out in L.A. tonight. What an outing yesterday by Dylan Cease. He put an end to the Sox losing streak against Baltimore by striking out a career-high 13 batters.
You know, I want to be that guy that the team can rely on, so to go out and give 7 like that is really definitely a positive.
Do you feel like you were feeding off the crowd a little bit? Could you
Definitely.
feel their energy today?
Oh, yeah, they were electric. Definitely helped me out there.
Yep, feeding off the crowd. Well, the Rivets going to play ball in Loves Park tonight. They'll wrap up their homestand by hosting the Madison Mallards.
Candice will have another look at weather in just a moment.
But first, here's what News Nation has planned for later.
Electric vehicles up in flames, the shocking amount of water it takes to put out EV battery fires.
We simply do not carry that amount of water on our apparatus.
Why local fire departments say they aren't ready for more of these cars to hit the road. That's coming up tonight on News Nation Prime. Now here's a look at Dan Abrams Live.
In response to Roe v. Wade being overturned, Green Day frontman Billy Joe Armstrong took to the stage and announced he'll renounce his U.S. citizenship. Okay, we'll see, but if he does, then what? When he realizes he overreacted, could he get it back? Fortunately, it won't be easy. That's tonight on Dan Abrams Live.
That's all coming up on News Nation on the stations you see here. You can also head to newsnation.com.
Candice is back with more on our weather. Boy, the past couple days have just been picture perfect.
If we could just bottle this weather up, add in some rain because we need the rainfall.
Yeah, we're getting lawns are crunchy.
At night,
yes,
there you go. Right.
Don't ruin
rain
any
at
daytime
night.
plans.
Right. You know, maybe a rain Wednesday afternoon
Is
or
that so
something
much to
like
ask?
that. I know, right? Who do I need to talk to about this?
Oh, we thought we needed to talk to you.
Well, I'll put
this
it up.
power structure thing is all off. We're confused.
I'll put it up the chain here. The first warn interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and more. Clear skies here for us tonight. It is a beautiful night. I say at 6 o'clock we take the newscast outside. 85 for tomorrow afternoon. A little breezy. You've got a chance for some showers, isolated thunderstorms after about 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow evening. Drying out, warming up there for Wednesday and Thursday.
All right. Thanks, Candice.
And thank you for spending some time with us. Stay safe.